Hey guys, Arwen here. So someone emailed me and they asked me a question. What do I do when I don't know what to do? Like, I've been in the red with my finances for like a year and a half. I feel like I'm stuck in the mud and I don't know what to do. And I was like, perfect. That's actually a great question. People ask me that all the time, or variations of that question. So what I wanted to say to you is, if you are creating a situation that you don't like and you're having the same thing and it's happening all of the time and it's like getting really irritating and you're like, why is everything like Groundhog Day? Why is this happening over and over and over and over again? Then what you need to do is change your vibration dramatically, right? Like, you just need to saturate yourself in the new sort of vibration, feeling, thought structure, habit pattern, etc. So I want to use an example of when I was feeling extremely powerless. This was multiple years ago. I had no money. I was in a state I did not want to be in. I wanted to move back home, which was 5 states away. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to live, and I had no money to get there, right? And on a daily basis, I was feeling chronically upset, angry, trapped, powerless. Powerlessness was a big one. And I could not move anything. Everything I felt like I tried to do, it just wouldn't. It was just like my life was frozen. So I remember I sat down on the beach and I prayed and I was like, hey, it's universe, I'm over this. Something needs to change. Show me what to do. I ended up finding this book at the library. The book was by Sandra and Taylor. It was some attraction book. I don't really remember. And I really only read the first couple chapters because that was what I needed. But in the book, she was like, oh, you need to saturate your mind if you really want to change it. You can write affirmations down, that's great, but you can't say them once, you got to say them multiple times. And I remember I was sitting there on the beach and I was like, yes, that's exactly what needs to happen. I need to say them multiple times. And now I didn't know what else to do, right? This is Moss, by the way. This is my kitty that I got the past year. But I didn't know what else to do. So what I did is I got out index cards. They were fluorescent, I remember very clearly. And I wrote on the index cards my affirmations for what I wanted, because I was chronically all day, every day, being in the vibration of I'm powerless, I'm upset, and I can't change things, okay? And I realized if I wanted anything to shift, I had to get out of that and I had to get in the vibration of it's working, okay? Because I was in the vibration of struggle and it's not working. And I needed to be in the vibration of things are easy, things are moving, it's working, I'm getting everything that I want. But at the time, it was very hard for me to do that, right? So I remember I got out my notebook and I had to write down what I was chronically feeling on a daily basis, right? I wrote one sheet, all the things, okay? And then on another sheet of paper, I took each sentence and I reversed it. I'm sorry, my cat is just all up over here. I took each sentence and I reversed it, and it was so hard for me to reverse it because I was so used to being in the chronic pattern of stuck and struggle and overwhelm that it really took all my focus to take each sentence and make it the opposite, because it was hard for me to find the opposite, but I did it, right? It took me 20 minutes. So then I had all my new affirmations on my other sheet of paper, right? So then I was like, okay, I'm going to put these on index cards. I'm going to saturate my mind with these new things, okay? And I made the decision. It didn't matter how struggly or what powerless I felt. I was going to stick to the new affirmations and say them all day, every day. So I wrote them on my index cards, okay? And then I made a rule. Every time I got in and out of the car, I had to say my affirmations. Every time I went to the bathroom, I had to say the affirmations. I had all these things to make myself say them multiple times a day, because I knew I couldn't say them once or twice or thrice. That wasn't going to work. I needed to say them 10 to 15, maybe even 20 times a day, right? It was that bad, and it was that dire, and I was that upset. So I would read my index cards and I didn't believe them. I would read them and I did not believe them, but I kept reading them anyway. And then every time I ate something, I had to read them also when I ate something. So I'm reading them every 30 minutes basically as I'm going throughout my day. And then I noticed after a few days, I felt a little bit better. I was like, you know what, everything's going to be fine. I can do this. I can do this. So right there, my energy started to shift. So when you are in the energy of struggle and you're feeling that constantly, your your emotions, your brain chemistry, you're having a cascade of all these certain neurotransmitters and all these things that are flowing through your body constantly, right? So in order to radically change what's happening, you have got to stop running that struggle energy through your body. That's the only way I know how to put it. And you have to run the energy through your body of, oh my God, it's working. This is just so great. It's working. It's finally working. I finally figured it out. I'm on the other side of this and I figured it out. As a side note, separate story. Let me tell this story real quick. At one point, I was kind of annoyed at something and it wasn't changing. This is a few years later. And then I got into the energy of, I'm on the other side of this. That helped me a lot. I remember very clearly. I wrote out on my notebook, I am on the other side of this and then I filled in the blank. I am on the other side of this and then I filled in the blank. And I don't even remember what my problem was. Like, I have no clue. And then I wrote out a bunch of them and then I felt a lot better. And I usually do better with like audio sometimes. So then I got out my recording device and my camera and I started just saying over and over and over, I'm so happy and grateful I'm on the other side of this because now I can breathe. I'm so happy and grateful I'm on the other side of this because now everything's so easy. I'm so happy and grateful I'm on the other side of this because da 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 da, right? And I did that for multiple minutes. And at the end of it, my whole vibration shifted. And it kind of annoys me. I don't remember what my specific issue was at that time, but I remember it just resolved itself. It just like everything just shifted and changed because now I was projecting the energy of I'm on the other side, right? So whatever your chronic vibration is that you're emanating, that's what you're getting back, right? We're just in a mirror reality. Reality is just mirroring to you what you're vibrating at. And every single time when I think back and I was like, I don't understand why I didn't manifest that now, because now like I really deeply understand how to get your reality to shift and change and whatnot. Now I look back and I'm like, nah, like I literally was receiving exactly what I was vibrating at. Exactly. I may have not have seen that, right? Like I may have thought that I was vibrating at, I have the thing. I was not. I was vibrating at, oh, I'm so annoyed I don't have it. I'm so frustrated I don't have it. That's what I was vibrating at, thinking at, feeling at, noticing, talking about, telling stories about, which is why that's what I was receiving. And it's like so simple. When you get this, it's so simple. It's like literally the only thing that you need to know. You know what I mean? And there's all sorts of things you can do to manifest things. You just do the thing that allows your vibration to shift. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's scripting. I don't care if it's recording affirmations. I don't care if it's hypnosis. I don't care if it's an energy session. I don't care if it's all of the above. I don't care if it's writing things on sheets of paper and going outside and burning it, because I do that as well. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. You need to just do the thing that shifts your vibration. So let's go back to my first story. When I was chronically having my issue, my money issue and wanting to move 5 states, how I got that to shift was reading those affirmations over and over and over. And then what happened is, because I'm now in this new frequency and I've literally saturated myself in this new frequency, I get this random idea out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, I'm going to call my friend who's a manager at a restaurant. She'll hire me. I can just have a job in a second. So I text her, I'm like, hey, da-da-da-da. She's like, oh yeah, just when are you going to be here? And I was like, I don't know, I'll let you know, probably a couple of weeks. She's like, yeah, you can start the day you get here. I said, great, perfect. Now, was this job enough money? It was not. But I knew that it would be like barely enough that I would be okay. You know what I mean? So then I was like, okay, awesome. Now I have a job. And then I stopped and I thought of someone that I did website work for him. And I was like, he has that great big house. I don't even think he's there right now. Let me call him and ask him if I can stay in one of his extra bedrooms, right? Because I know all of his kids are gone. And so I call him and he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm not even at the house. I'm like in this other state doing his thing. He's like, there's actually somebody else already staying at my house in one of the bedrooms. He's like, you can just stay there too. He said, you gotta like, what's her name? And I was like, sounds great. I'm sure I'll love her. So then I had a free place to stay, right? While I looked for an apartment. And then what was the next thing that happened? Then I was so excited about both these things. I called my aunt and I told her, I was like, hey, I got a job and a free place to live so I can sort out my life. And she was like, perfect. I'll pay for the U-Haul. I went, perfect. Thanks. So literally within, I don't know, 7 or 8 days, I called the moving people and, to schedule, because she said she'd pay for that, for them to like fill the U-Haul for me. And then I literally put everything in the U-Haul, drove home, and everything just worked out perfect. And it was exactly what I needed. And like, I didn't know how any of this was going to happen. Like, I didn't know that my aunt was going to be like, I'll pay for the U-Haul. Like, I didn't think she would do that. I just told her how excited I was about those 2 things. And then she volunteered it and I was like, oh, that great. So there's that. So that's how I changed the entire situation. So I went from feeling, and I had been feeling chronically powerless and like, I cannot figure this out. And like, I'm stuck. I was so in the energy of stuck and struggle that I had no idea. But by flipping my energy and saturating my mind and my thoughts and my feelings, really shifted and changed things around. So if I was in a bad financial situation and I needed things to change and I had no idea what to do, that is what I would do, because that has worked so well. So it doesn't matter what your situation is. Whatever you're getting is an exact mirror of what you are chronically thinking and feeling and noticing and telling stories about. So if you want to change something, and it could just be a minor irritation, it doesn't need to be like a terrible thing where you're drowning and it's awful. Like, it doesn't have to be like a level 5 crisis, you know what I mean? It can be level 1 crisis. But whatever your issue is, saturating and just changing your mind about all of that and just making the decision, keep flipping back into the reality you choose to be in, the reality you choose to be in, the reality you choose to be in, that it will change things. I know it will change things. And I've done it too, where one time I was so frustrated, and this was many years ago, before I really got the whole manifestation thing. I wrote down what I wanted, the frequency that I wanted embodied, that it was like one sentence. And I wrote it on an index card, and I remember I took my phone and I set the timer for 10 minutes, and I repeated that affirmation over and over and over for 10 minutes, really just trying to move my whole entire energy field into that vibration and into that feeling, right? So that I could really just shift my whole reality around. And I did shift it around, because a couple days later I had this insight that I didn't have before, and I was like, oh my God, that's totally gonna solve my problem. And it did. It 100% solved my problem just from that solution. So let's talk about the energy and the frequencies that you can move into. The energy of it's working. The energy of it's working, okay? Like, the more I get into manifestation and things like that, the more I realize that the energy of it's working is more critical than the freaking thing that you're trying to manifest. So saying everything always works out for me, everything is going merry and bright, I can manifest anything I want, I manifest so easily, I manifest all the time, I manifest faster than anybody I know, I'm constantly manifesting things that I want to know, or things that I want to see. I can manifest opportunities out of the blue, I can manifest opportunities all day long. That's what I'm so good at. I'm going to read you some affirmations. These are Sammy's affirmations. Sammy Ingram, Ingram, and her first name is Sammy. She's another YouTube person who talks about the law of assumption, which really is law of attraction, the same thing. But I like listening to her when I do my hair and my makeup, because it's her frequency. She does get it. She really gets manifestation. And I really liked the frequency of some of her affirmations, so I'm going to read them. I'm a master at manifesting. I get everything I want. Everything works for me. I finally understand everything about manifesting. I can finally manifest whatever I want. Things come to me quickly and easily. I always get what I want. My reality is always taking care of me. So those are not my affirmations. They are from her, but I freaking love them, and I wrote them down in the notes of my phone, and I say them multiple times a day just because it makes me feel so good. So I do manifestation in all sorts of ways. I love to do the energy work, because to me, that's easiest to just change all the things in the subconscious. But I noticed that I really like listening or writing down certain affirmations and reading them multiple times a day, just because it makes me feel really good. It uplifts my vibe and makes me feel merry and bright. So this is important. You need to do whatever makes you feel merry and bright, because that's what's going to work. If I felt contracty from reading affirmations a few times a day, that would be hard for me, and I wouldn't like that. You know what I mean? And it wouldn't work for me, because I'd be, but I love it. It makes me excited. Before bed, I love reading through all my affirmations. It makes me feel good. Then I go to sleep. So do whatever works for you. But being in the energy of it's working, and I'm so good at manifesting, I manifest things easy all the time, that's going to change your life. So you can even write down what your current thoughts are about manifestation. I can't manifest money. I'm terrible at manifesting. I can never seem to do it. Whatever that comes up, and then you can just reverse that and just decide to imprint your mind with the new choice that you're doing. You can write index cards and say it multiple times a day, or you can record yourself saying your affirmations in a very slow and melodic way, right? Easily and naturally. And you can listen to that before you go to bed and right when you get up in the morning, and that will work. In fact, if you have no money and you have lots of time, I would definitely do that. That works extremely well, okay? You're reprogramming your chronic habitual thinking patterns and emotional patterns and energetic patterns, and you're breaking it and you're reforming it into a new thing. So, okay, being in the energy of it's working, definitely do that. Being in the energy of it was so easy. It was so easy and effortless. Oh my goodness. Money comes to me so easy. Money comes to me all the time. It's just effortless. Money is always flowing to me all of the time. I don't even know how it comes so fast. It came so fast. Okay? Easy, effortless, fast, and it's working. Those are the 5 primary vibrations to be in. So because this person asked me a question about money, I'm going to go into the vibration of money so we can kind of just like feel that overflow vibes, right? So the opposite of struggle is overflow. So if you're kind of annoyed with the money, you don't have enough money and and whatever that struggle thing is, because I used to be there, like I totally get it. Had serious trouble in that area prior. Being in the energy of, I have so much money and I love it. It feels so good. I love that I always have money for everything. Being in the energy of overflow is critically important, right? So I would tell stories and I would feel the feelings and I would have affirmations, something in the nature of, I love how easy money comes to me. I love that money's always coming to me all the time. I love how abundant I feel and I love how I have plenty of money for everything that I need and everything that I want, and I can go to the store and I can buy whatever I want. And I love how easy money comes to me, and I love that I don't have to work that hard for it, and I love that it always just shows up all of the time. And I love how I always have more money coming in than I have going out. There's just so much money and excess money, and money's flowing to me all of the time, and it feels so good, and I have extra, and I love how much extra money I have. That is the vibe right there. Extra, 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 extra. I have extra money. I always have more money than I need, right? Extra money's coming in every single day. I have more money than I had yesterday. The money's just piling up in my accounts. I have more money tomorrow and more money the next day and the next day and the next day. Every single day I just have more money than I had before, and I don't even know where all the money's coming from, but it's just so great, and I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed because I have so much money, and I feel so blessed because it's coming in all the time, and I feel so blessed because it's so easy. And I feel so blessed because I'm in overflow. I literally have more money than I know what to do with, and it's so nice. And the money is always coming in, and it's flowing easily, and it's flowing naturally. And I can spend whatever I want, and I can buy whatever I want, and I have everything that I need, and it feels so good, and I feel so snuggly, right? All right, so that is the vibe that you want to be in. That is going to produce money coming in like an amazing way. And then it's also, it's going to make your vibe be like really expanded and happy. And when you're in like that happy, expanded state, people are just going to be magnetically attracted to you, and they're going to be so happy to talk to you, and everything's just going to work out because you're in the energy of, oh my God, everything's working and it's so easy. And when you're in the energy of struggle and contractedness, people don't want to hang out with you. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, they don't even know what it is. So being in that open, like outward way, that's a really good way to attract new people, new opportunities. Opportunities are always coming to me. People love to talk to me. I'm always meeting new people. I get the best opportunities. The universe sends the perfect idea to me. Oh my goodness, like I totally tap into the solution. I don't know why I didn't think of it faster. It was so easy. It was right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out. That's the vibration. I figured it out and it was so easy. I figured it out and it was so easy. I could have been doing it the entire time, and now I see it, and I'm so excited because it's so easy. Okay, so that's the vibe that you want to be in. So saturate your mind whatever way works for you. Do affirmations, do hypnosis. I like to write things on sheets of paper and burn it. That also works. All these things work. So, you know, energy healing, obviously that works. If you don't have money for energy healing, not a problem. Do all the other things. There's so many things you can do. The universe has hundreds of ways to bring you what you want. Hundreds of ways, hundreds and thousands of ways to bring you what you want. So remember, I'm a master at manifesting. I get everything I want. Everything works for me. I finally understand everything about manifesting. I can manifest whatever I want. Things come to me quickly and easily. I always get what I want. My reality is always taking care of me. Okay. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful for you all, and I will talk to you all later. Okay.